but small ones, you know what I mean? So they burn every now and then, and in the natural environment, they would burn the underbrush too. If you stop the forest fires, it never get a chance to burn the underbrush. So they stop the forest fires as soon as possible. And so it develops an underbrush. That's why we would have to clean the forest. The underbrush, all the bushes and everything, just like stuff out there, you know.
So that's what he's calling blaming forest management.
Okay, so that's what he's saying, okay.
Look, the man is crazy. The forest management. No, the man is absolutely crazy. Forest management is maybe 10% of the thing.
Right.
It's not 90% of it. It's 10% of it.
Right.
The other thing is that the forest is dry.
Yeah, that's...
And it's dry because there ain't no rain coming. And ain't no rain coming because the climate didn't change. And the climate, they just finished a 10-year drought in California. The reservoirs was all empty. Then they had a few years back, a couple of good years of rain. Okay, if they have forest fires up in Oregon and everything, you probably heard on the news that it rains up there a lot. So the rain came and put out those forest fires up in Oregon and Washington. But California, this is still dry season. The dry season used to end, this is October. It would end around now at the end of October. And in the wet season, November, December, January, February, March, beautiful spring. April showers, May bring rain, so April and May. But after that, it's dry out there. So by June, you start to pick up a few little fires. It ain't rain. July, you'd been 2 months without no. August, there's nothing. It's just tinderbox. That's why you throw a match out there or a little spark, a campfire, all of that, finished. Okay, now, end of September, and then they have Santa Ana winds. They have winds. Now remember the car fire, the tornadoes within. Can you imagine how hot that is? You know how the wind just makes the fire hotter? Imagine tornadoes and hurricanes within the fire. That's why when you see that stuff, it looks like a bombing. It never used to be there. Never, the whole city never would burn down. Let him play. If he wants to say that's the problem, let him go ahead. It's not our business. What I mean is it's our business in a way to make a better world, but we not going to waste our time getting in their argument. If y'all want to argue about that, and if you ain't going to straighten it up, too bad. It's just like atomic bombs. We're not going to, please don't drop no atomic bomb. If you're so dumb, you don't want to fix the weather, go ahead. You'll fix it sooner or later. Yeah, when there ain't no weather here to fix, you're going to have a nightmare or something. You're going to get up sometime at night and say, where is the trees? You know, okay. That's what we mean is, we got to deal with the war on drugs, the war on Islam, all those things that people are not talking about, that they're blaming us for. Oh, so many killings in Chicago. Well, why? Why they live in Chicago? I haven't heard one Negro mayor, nobody, say you brought drugs in our community, you destroyed our beautiful black community, and now you blame it on us. You're killing us and blaming us for not wanting to get killed. this is insanity. Whatever they want to do, they can keep it. They can keep it, and we have to focus on what we can. That's why we're inviting the people during this period. We're inviting everybody. But they have to be prepared to get big. You know, you have to be able to get big. This is not for little niggas. It ain't gonna be no, you know, there's no room, right? And you gotta remember, we're not the only people dreaming and visualizing and hoping about a better world. We're not the only ones anymore, right? During this stage, all the people that are like that, they're gonna bump into each other. You can't, whether this thing goes out or not, or 10 people listen or 1,000, it don't make no difference. During this go round, you can taste it. It's the time for that. Hey, the people that want, when I say big, that means they want to influence the world. They don't want their world destroyed. Those people will automatically, birds of a feather flock together. That's true. There are people like us, all colors, all races, you know. And to be like that, you have to have some little speck of character. They don't be perfect people, but they have to have from the low level of humanity on up, from Nafsalawama to, you know, on up. They have to be conscious, you know. Okay, that means, just like Imam Khomeini said, rid yourself of all of that doubt and self-doubt, you know, and you will establish an Islamic state. Day by day, little by little, you're going to acquire, right, the ability to manage your situation and manage your environment. That's what he told them over 40 years ago, and it happened. They have learned. Everybody's not perfect. Some are not even good. But it's enough good people that they are in pocket and they're not going to allow. And Allah is with them. Look at the people of Yemen all this time. They done bombed it back to the stone. It's back farther than Afghanistan was. Can you imagine? And Saudi Arabia is still bombing. They're going to have statement brought to them. Lebanon is under pressure. All of the good people are under pressure. Compared to the good people, the stuff we have here is nothing. It's nothing because we can laugh at it. And remember, boss man bites the dust. Boss man have technically bitten the dust already. There's no recovery. And every day, can you see every single day? It don't make no difference what happened in the election, in the selection.
No victories.
There ain't no victory. They can't, what can they do? What can you do? You can't, look, they done lost the game. But that's why we're offering them the chance. You know, like, it sounds crazy for us to be saying now, Mr. and Mrs. FBI people, y'all gotta come around too. You see what you got. You're innocent, you're serious. He done sold your country to the Zionists. You're supposed to be independent. You don't have to worry. And now, it's not new. We've been talking this for decades. Because from the very beginning, it would not be logical for a little minority group or someone here or there, no matter how well known, how many popular, that they're going to harness the resources of the whole earth and change the whole thing by themselves. A handful of people that don't go like that. This is a global movement. this stuff come at this time, this little temporary stay-at-home stuff, it's got people talking. We got to do things different now. It's letting them see that all those buildings downtown, hey, you don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
You got these big schools everywhere. You can teach people at home. You can teach people way to. You see what I mean? All of this is happening where they don't have to tear down. They can have people living in 100-story buildings. They don't have to build nothing out in the woods no more for the next 20 or 30 years, unless they want to. Yeah. They're going to have to replant the forest. Because the forests hold water. I think one tree holds 57,000 gallons, something astronomical. One tree, it holds that much water, right? You gotta stop paving, because the paving run the water right on out, and it don't sink into the soil. You know. Yep, no underground water. Where are you gonna get underground water from? It's all running right out to the river and out into the ocean. Anyway, let's see. So these habits, in the beginning you make habits, in the end habits make you. That goes with self-study, self-talk, and self-image. Self-talk is, I guess all of us do it, I'm sure. Man, how you doing? Oh, I'm just doing fine. How's your health? Just talking to yourself. Self-talk, the white folks call it. But the white folks believe that 87% of self-talk is negative. It's not like that. Self-talk, self-study, just like we're going over what is our condition right now. Okay, our condition is fine, but it's better than it was last month and this next month coming up. And when we get to California, well, we're going to be running the hills, and that's going to put us even. So when we leave here, we're going to be ready to roll, but we'll be back in, let's call it another type of conditioning, similar to the old days type. Yeah. Why? Because you did it before. Because it's comeback time. We've done that many times. And these comebacks have you have to study yourself. All battle-worn people know yourself, know your enemy 1,000 battles 1,000. You know yourself. Why? You're self-communicating. You're communicating with yourself. And you, just like you have to make the correct analysis about the outer world, you have to make a good analysis of the inner world yourself. Right? And the outer world is just proof. Right now, it's not even necessary for proof. The analysis is so up to date and so clear cut that everybody sees it. You know. Okay. Again, we're just offering an opportunity to be big. So, Forest Auto, if they don't come pick the cars up and fix them, if they don't, we'll just put out the video that we had, and that'll be it. We're just going to do that. You don't have to. They don't have to do nothing, right? It ain't gonna make us a break. We're giving you opportunity to straighten your life out. That's all. Just come and fix the stuff up and put a $25,000 cash in the box just for your little hassles. With the government, okay, they can give us our $100 million. It would be easier or smoother just to fix it up and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. That would be better. But in a way, whatever way it happened will be the best way. Because if we have to struggle up, we have to call some of the tattletales like Najee and them and say, I'll fix this up. You're a lawyer. school for law, what did you think? He was going to mosey around us for 100 years and do all them dumb shows? Black August, and the blackest August is right here. And, oh, you don't exist. I remember I said, they had some Negro from 1966. He was in the institution that I was, but I left in 65. He would talk about black this and black that. I said, in 66, I was going up to that same institution, visiting old friends, that's when you could do that. And I can tell you all about that, but I can tell you the real deal. Who is that? In other words, they go out of their way. You're sitting there talking about the horse's mouth. You got the horse there and the horse's mouth, and you go find a donkey or something else somewhere else that has nothing to do with anything. They ought to be tired of that stuff. It's ridiculous, right? And whether our Iranian friends, whatever they want to do, it's ridiculous the stuff they do. Oh, we're not going to invite you anymore. So what? Well, we're going to invite you and then play like you're not there. This people is crazy, right? It's insanity. Well, everybody know Imam Khomeini's program was Wahda, unity, right? And you don't hear not one Shia talking about whatever they became Shia. Even Najee come here praying on the Torah rock. I said, you didn't become, you know Muhammad. Yeah, I said, well, good for you. I said, but what about unity? Wahda? What about Imam Khomeini's program? It's not one Negro. And I know I was giving a speech down in Dallas, and I was trying to explain to the brothers. I said, well, dear friends, I said, all the African Americans I came in contact with was the police. Well, if I was in LA with one crew, you can imagine who that was. The Oakland crew that came up there from Baitul Deen in 81, 82. Yeah, some little guy died in the swimming pool. Baitul Deen. Sheikh Fadlullah Hayri, that was his name. He was a Shia Sheikh. Well, when I asked the guys, Ali Abdul Malik, another guy, he brought a whole crew out to Oakland. A whole crew. Can you imagine they pack up a whole crew and all the kids could recite Quran nice? That's when Negroes wasn't reciting Quran correctly. And they brought all of them out, their Shias, and they thought they'd come out and they'll interfere with us and the other Shias. The other Shias didn't pay them people no attention. They already knew. They said they must be the police. They come out here, the kids already recite. Because you know, the beautiful recital, the kids. Shoot, a couple of years later, what's the name? The women was all on welfare, so he run off with all the welfare money. That was just a scene. And, you know, and they left, you know. And I asked him, I said, what is your sheikh? He said, he's a Sufi Sunni Shia sheikh. I said, well, I'll be doggone. I said, that's it there. I said, that is it right there. You know what I mean, so whichever way you roll the dice, they're going to come up 7, 11, no box cars, no nothing. They're just going to hit every time because he's a Sufi Sunni Shia sheikh. I mean, a credible sheikh. Fadlullah Hayri, he was a credible, you know, in those days they didn't have too many credible guys. And he bought the place in Blanco, Texas, and they could go out in the country, and they was all out there. And if you think that our property is deteriorating, imagine he buy a whole don't you remember me, Imam Musa? I was at Brotherhood. I said, well, good for you. Good for you, very good. So I was telling all the people, I said, yeah, all the Negroes I run across, you'd think taking $8,000 or something. Man, in Houston was the headquarters of free Islamic literature was down there. They had Bazargan's literature, they had Ibrahim Yazdi and all them guys used to be the, yeah, he was the ambassador here in the first part of the revolution. They used to have free Islamic literature, and they bought the brothers that pretended to be Shias, they bought them, in those days, a $3 million shopping center. And so you wonder why nobody will give the Negro any more money. By the time we came, they had already saturated them here, right? You would be shocked with the little proposals, because when I came here, everybody knew that Imam Musa, that's the Negro boy. That boy he's hooked up with these guys. So guys who came here, there was dinners, and they wanted, I need $300,000 to do this, that, and another. I said, well, we're doggone. I said, take it to them, see what they do. $300,000, that's a lot of money then. Actually, it's still a little bit of money. So when I told them, now you gotta imagine, Hashim Alauddin and all them people that moved through out there, and they part of the curly-headed crew, and I'm sitting there looking at everything, and they doing their stuff. I would be stupid if I didn't. And Hashim was there down in Houston at the the little immigrant class, and he was teaching them on black this and that. You would think he was part of and George Jackson and all that black. I said, that's it. Because Hashim